Brothers and sisters, it is a beautiful day out here at the beach. Look at this. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold. Put the pressure against your lungs. Release all that negative energy into the ground. I want to speak of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that is unfolding right in front of our eyes. Literally. So, I believe we have passed the first horseman. Behold, there was a white horse, and that was pestilence. So we're past that. Now that was COVID, right? And then there was a second horse. And I'm not gonna tell you who I think the second horse is, but he's here on earth. Who knows? Maybe they're all the same people. Ooh, nobody knows. But I want to talk about the specifics of the 4th and final horseman. He rode on I believe it was a dark horse, and his name spelt death. Dun dun dun. Well, brothers and sisters, prepare yourself for what I'm about to talk about, because they said in the end that you're going to see 97% of people that are going to start believing in God. I have a feeling that people are, shout out to my mentor even. No fingers being pointed back at me, not today, not tomorrow. My mentor's very spiritual, brilliant, wonderful man, but he did talk about the 4 horsemen and how it could be, I'm suggesting it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's happening. I'm telling you, based on what I have. So if you want to go in my past video, family first, I want to talk with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. It is so important that we work together to make sure this goes properly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to go like that, but you know what I'm saying? My point is this. This probably won't make it to YouTube because I'm not saying it as well as I would like to say it. But look at all this. The 4th horseman means, man, how many times you gonna welcome Nick back? The 4th horseman means is famine. And the 4th horseman is the meanest horseman of them all. Again, his name spells death. Think about this for a second. Famine. Could you imagine not going to the grocery store and there not being any food? Imagine it. Because it's happening. And it's quite frightening to say the least. So I'm not trying to scare people, but I'm going to tell you, you should probably prepare for the worst. Inevitably, if something bad were to happen tomorrow, would you be prepared? The answer is no. Again, this is probably gonna make it to YouTube, but if it does, would you be prepared? I have seen some things that I really can't tell you where they've come from, how it's happened, but I've seen some really wonderful observations of mine, and it's the perfect alignment right now is happening. And Haiti followed the 4th horseman, whose name spelt death. From hunger, pestilence, war. Does it sound familiar, brothers and sisters and brothers? I want to give my thanks and praises to everybody right now. If you are not a believer in the Bible, you will soon be a believer, I can promise you. All of the biblical prophecies are coming true and more. It's a very beautiful day out, you see? It's gorgeous. And you need to be prepared you need to prepare yourself honestly, mentally, for what you're probably going to see and witness. And put yourself in a right frame of mind, because let me talk about something. Stay with me here, okay? Do you know how they knew about the 4th horseman, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and how the Bible figured it out and they wrote about it? Because Isreal made a bank, okay? Now the banks are not federally insured, which means if you lose everything, if your bank account is deleted, you lose everything, or everybody loses everything. It says that you're entitled to 200. You're not entitled to shit because it's not federally. It's a fiat currency. You're not entitled to anything. That's the whole reason why it was backed up by the gold standard. That's how they knew this was gonna happen. And whose fault is it? No fingers being pointed back at America. It's Israel's fault. That's where the central banking system started. So what did they do? They went around and they knew what they were doing. That's how they wrote. If Israel may have actually wrote the Bible, dude. These were very intelligent people, like super intelligent people. How do you think they predicted all this? How do you think they predicted all this? Because they started the central banking system a long time ago. And it's not your government's banking system. It's not a normal banking system. Well, it's not going to be working anymore. So that's the reason why we're looking for an alternative, like cryptocurrency, like other alternatives, like gold. If it was backed up by gold, then you would be entitled a ladybug. Look at that. That is so strange. I swear I get the most. God speaks to me. I'm telling you, God speaks through me. And a ladybug. Anyways, God speaks to me and through me. And I'm warning you. Something is coming. And I can feel it. And a lot of people I know can feel it. Whether it's war of some sort, beyond war, it could, I mean, look what's happening in the government, dude. It's a whole fucking, excuse my language, but it's a political game show is what I call it. What's happening in the government right now is nothing more than a political game show. They don't care about you, but I do care about the American people, specifically Americans. I care about everybody, but specifically America. That's the reason why I wrote the list of the Alliance of Global Leaders. It's important that we communicate. Without communication, this could get really bad really quick. So you need to understand, stay in the light. Because if you have to choose tomorrow, and if there is heaven or hell, stay in the light. And why do I say stay in the light? Because if you choose darkness, basically, let me explain, the void will always be filled. And if there's a dark void inside of you, it will be filled. And darkness and light doesn't mean negative and positive, but essentially that's what I'm suggesting, negative and positive. Peace be with you, also with you, family. Prepare yourself mentally for what you're about to see, because it's coming. It's coming a lot quicker than you think. Merry Christmas.